Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to have you today. I am very glad to talk to you today evening. It's a Friday evening here in Kampala, Uganda. I don't know what time it is in your country or where you're actually watching from. My name is Jonan Kandwanaho and I'm the team leader at Jonaki Holdings Limited, where we offer credit. If you need money, you're importing a car, you're buying a property, and you need some support. You want to scale up your business, you want to import that consignment. We offer you credit at an affordable rate, and we offer it quick because we do bridge financing, so it comes very quick. But whereas the banks or other common institutions tell you have to come after a week or 2 weeks, as we give you money in a matter of hours, and then you have the money, you can actually sort what it is that you want to sort. And we also grow with you. We have a farmer's mentality where we're after your growth and our growth without necessarily keeping it transactional. So we're looking forward to working with you and supporting you in your growth and in your money needs. We get to support you. Yes, so we meet usually here every Friday from 5:30 to 5:50 for 20 minutes. Where we get to sharpen one another, where we get to speak to one another, where we get to guide one another, where we get to learn from one another. Because look, if there's some hurdle that I've met in business and I get to share it with you, and they also get to share it with someone else, then all of us grow together, and then we get to address those hurdles without too much cost. Because usually people say experience is the best teacher, but it is usually a costly thing. If you learn by experience, it is usually very costly. Yet, if you learn from someone, it comes a little cheaper. Because if I met fraudsters and I lost $1 million, probably after sharing my experience with you, you can get to save a significant amount of money, which you'd have lost had you not benefited from my experience. Yeah, so that's why I make time to come here and share with you, especially those interested in lending money, or those who are already lending money. That's why I also run masterminds. We run masterminds that run for 5 sessions. Each session runs for 1.5 hours. By the time you do the last session of the mastermind, you'll have learned a number of things and you won't burn your hands. So I usually concentrate more on my area of expertise because I've been doing this thing for the last 12 years. So I know what I'm talking about. I have experienced some hiccups. I've also experienced some success. Then I get to share with you so that you can start at a slightly higher ground, because you don't have to go through what I went through. That's why I make time. But usually I give a precaution or a disclaimer. Most of these talks will not benefit you. They will not work for you if you do not implement. And don't even waste your time to watch if you're sure you're not going to implement. Because you're going to learn only by implementing. If you learn 1 or 2, 3 things and you don't implement, they'll evaporate. They'll vanish. So it's advisable that you actually, as you learn 1 or 2, 3 things, try to implement as much as you can. That's when you'll benefit of your time and your data and the commitment that you make to watch through every Friday. So it's a pleasure to have you, Andy. It's a pleasure to have you, Godfrey. It's a pleasure to have you, whoever is watching. And you also can always check out on my YouTube channel, Jonan Kandwanaho, and then you get to watch most of these talks. Today we have quite an interesting topic, which is money lending made easy. You see, if you check amongst your friends, even you yourself, you could have lent money to someone at a certain point. Or even your friends could have lent money to someone at a certain point. The only difference is that you could have lent it at an interest, or you could have lent it interest-free. But either way, the outcome is usually the same. They could have defaulted on that money. You could have not got back the money that you actually lent out. You've seen a number of guys who have actually approached lending as a business. Someone lends with the intention to make profit. But even if you're lending with the intention to make profit, that cannot guarantee you that the client you've lent to is going to pay back. You don't have a guarantee. So you have to make a mechanism. You have to have a system. You have to have something in place that will help you approve of where your money is going is feasible or not, or the person you're giving the money is going to pay back or not. So I must say that I've met a number of guys who have told me, Jonan, I tried that business, it can't work. And I want you to understand that you don't lend money for the sake of lending. You also don't lend money for the sake of making interest alone. Because you see, whereas a bank might not serve someone, you could serve someone. So it's important to lend money. It is very, very key. Yes, some people give money lenders weird names, Kafuna here in Uganda, others call them, whichever names that they call them. But you see, we are very, very important, or people who lend money are very important in an economy. Because look, if I've supported a business thrive, or if I've supported a business import that consignment, if I've supported someone honor an LPO or a contract you would have lost, I have done something very important. And that's how we register our success. And that's why I endeavor to share with you, to know that you're relevant and you're very important, irrespective of whatever they say about you. That especially if you're doing the right thing, because also there are some lenders who have the intention, who lend with the intention to defraud. See, because I've seen you have a property in Kololo and your financials are very terrible, I still go ahead and lend you. That means I'm lending with the intention to defraud you. I'm not lending you to help you, because I am very sure, I'm telling the truth, I can be sure this client is going to pay. I can be sure this client is going to fail on this repayment. From the word go, even before I give you money, I can be sure by looking at your statement. Because even some of the clients don't have statements. So if you actually don't have any proof that you have some cash flow, that you have some income, where should I best to give you the money? So rightly, from the word go, I am very sure I am giving you this money, but it's only your collateral that's going to pay back the money. And you know what that means? That means you're going to lose that collateral. That means you're going to lose that property. That means you're going to lose that car. And you know what? Usually we don't give the money that is equivalent to the value of your collateral. So if you have a car that is worth 100 million, you probably can qualify for 50 million. So it means that if I'm going to sell your collateral, I'm going to sell it a little cheaply, not at 100 million. If it is land and it's at 200 million and I give you 100 million, definitely I cannot give you 200 million where the land is valued at. The money I give you should be less than the value of the land that is committed as a collateral. So it would be a disservice to the client to give them 100 million on a collateral of 200 million when I'm very sure that the client is not able to pay. By really looking at your statement and you cannot actually pay. So that means I'm giving you the money with the intention to defraud you. So I'm not talking about those lenders. I'm talking about a lender who has the intention to grow with you, who has the intention to grow you, but also who has the intention to close that deal so that you can actually pay, and you are happy, they are also happy. And that's what Jonaki does. And that's what I'm talking about. So if you're a lender in that category who has the intention to grow your clients, who has the intention to walk the journey with your client, it is you whom I'm talking to. But if you're the other category of the lender who is after defrauding clients, or who actually gives money to the clients even when they don't qualify for the monies, then it's not you that I'm talking to. Because either way, you'll get out of business. You land on a tough client, you land on a wrong client, and one of you will get out of business. So that's why I advise that, lending is okay. And, it is healthy to speak about it. It is healthy. And it is okay to clean this kind of industry. And it is our responsibility. Because, you see, whoever lends money is yearning to step out, to become a microfinance, probably become a bank, or even phase out and diverse to something else. But you see, until we speak up on this industry, no one else is going to speak up for us. No one is going to clean it up for us. So it's still our responsibility. So I want to tell you that I've met a number of guys. Some of them are close friends. Some of them are colleagues. And they tell me, Jonan, I lost money. Jonan, I tried lending. I cannot handle. Jonan, how do you handle lending? Or Jonaki, how do you handle lending? And I'm here to tell you the good news that if done well, lending is one of the best businesses you can ever do. First, because you can actually touch someone's life. Rightly there, you can know that you've actually transformed someone's life. I'll give you an example. There's some person Because we get to share a number of testimonies from different clients that you've served on our website, and you can always check it out to confirm by yourself. Because we put the name of the contact with their authorization. You see, someone tells you, thank you for trusting me. Thank you for giving me hope. Or thank you for supporting me where someone else could not support me, could not trust me. All these are put on our website. They are testimonies. So you can imagine if we did not exist in business at that particular point, that guy would not have honored that contract. That guy would not have honored that LPO. And you see, you can always check us out, www.jonakiholdings.com, and confirm by yourself, or even come for the service and confirm by yourself. So you can imagine if we didn't exist just because money lending had a tainted name, or probably there are some other guys who are lending and doing it a wrong way, and just we freak out. That means a number of people would have missed out, including the number of people that we employ. So that's why I encourage you that if you've been having it at the back of your mind, go ahead and start it. Go ahead and do it, because it's not about you. It's about the clients that you're serving. It's about the customers that you're serving. It's about that LPO that you're going to fund when someone has lost hope. It's about that business they're going to support to scale up when someone has actually hit all the doors and no one is opening for them. It's about that one person who you've supported to actually finish up those rentals, or finish up those apartments, or start that business, for that matter. It is about that. It's not about you, even you, the person who has started the business. It's not about you. It's about that someone is supporting. Especially if you're doing it right, I support you 100% that you go out there and start the business. So I'm speaking to those guys that, have had this aspiration. You could be there and you started lending and burnt your hands and jumped out. You could be there and probably you've been thinking about it. It's been an idea for some time and it's not taking off. You've thought about it since 2010 and it's not taking off. You've always liked it. And your intention is not necessarily to defraud. Your intention is to support. Your intention is probably to grow your finances. Your intention is, so long as you have a genuine intention. I have some good news for you. I'm working out a product called franchising. It could be, it's not a new term to most of the people. Probably you've heard about it. Franchising. So I'm asking myself, if someone can do franchising in pharmaceuticals, if someone can do franchising in any other industry, how come, or who can tell me or confirm that it cannot be done in the financial industry? I think it can be done. So I'm thinking franchising. You're there and you actually want to do lending, and I have the systems that are tested. I have a name that is tested. I have clients that I've served and they have appreciated the service. Probably I could help you with the system and get you the license in the same company as a branch, and you go run and shine, and you go run that company. Train your staff, guide you on how to go about it, show you the systems, monitor you, supervise you, and then you get it running. The only thing you have to commit is, you use your own money in that own company and our guidance, and then you get to run it. And you get to run it. And that's the good news I've come to tell you today. Because with that, money lending will have become easy. And that's why our today's topic is money lending made easy. Because you could be there and you don't know where to start from. Probably you don't have a registered company. Probably you don't have a license. So you don't even have to freak out just because you've not registered a company. Because you've not got a license. And yet you can actually partner with them. Look, there's KFC here. There's McDonald's here. So, do you want to tell me that the owner is the one who's running it here? No, someone bought a franchise here and is running it, and is running it well. Is running on the systems of KFC International or KFC USA. Someone is running a McDonald's or Starbucks using a franchise because the systems are already set. All is required of this person is the systems and the guidance on how to run it. And just commit your bucks or commit your money and you're up and running. Because you see, people are enjoying KFC. People are enjoying Starbucks. People are enjoying McDonald's. And it's a franchise. Someone is running it, is a Ugandan, is owning that particular franchise, that particular branch. And so what I'm talking about, that Jonaki is launching. Probably in this month. So you can actually reach out. There will be someone responsible for that. Might not necessarily be me. So someone will be responsible for that. Who will be coordinating it. You'll reach out. You could WhatsApp or check out our website, express your interest, and then we shall get to support you in that endeavor. That's what I wanted to share with us today, because through that, money lending will become very easy. And one last shot I'll probably end with is that there are some guys that you know that are struggling. There are some guys that you know that you do not know. There are even people that you actually know that will never get to know about. And these people need financial support. And these people probably are located in other different parts of the country. They are probably located in, other African countries. I will not even get to know about them. But you see, if you get to own a franchise of Jonaki Holdings and probably support them, that is why we exist. I'll be very glad that I've served them. I'll be very glad that I learned the experience that I learned. I'll be very glad that, I didn't waste time in sharing this with you, because you see, you'll have helped someone through us. And I'll be very, very glad. But more so, it is important that you grow your finances. Why not? Where we started at sometime in 2011 is not where we're at right now. If we started, for those who have watched my story, you can always check it out on my YouTube channel, Jonan Kandwanaho. We started with as less as 400,000, but I cannot tell you that it's where we're at right now. We've grown. We actually have a branch. So you cannot have a branch when you have 1 million shillings only in your company account. So it shows you we've registered some growth. So why not? You also would like to register some growth. You'd like to grow your finances. It can be an income stream. So it can actually be taken on as a business. It is a very serious business. You could be wanting to locate it in Barra, where we don't have a branch, because our branch is in Kampala and our headquarters is in Kampala. Probably want to put it in Kabale or Mbale or whatever. All we need to do is to give you systems and the know-how. We could even train your staff and deploy them and monitor them. Because we have days for trainings, we have days for meetings on a weekly basis. So this is not for the faint-hearted. we work with only serious people. So you actually have to be serious about what it is that you want to realize, to achieve. Because look, if you get a franchise for KFC here in Kampala, Uganda, and you start bringing on board your innovativeness, they will kick you out. Because these are legal commitments. And if you go outside the gap or outside the document that you signed, it has an implication. And not a small implication, but also a serious cost implication. So I advise that as we further this discussion, whoever is interested, I also think that it is key that you come when you're very sure what it is that you actually want. More so for those who are running it and are not sure and are struggling, this is a very, very, very timely and great opportunity for you to actually come on board. So that's it I can share with us. I really, really appreciate your time, but I also advise that probably you may need to sign up for a mastermind before you fully commit to have a franchise, because in a mastermind we get to understand how to run money lending better. Because I run a mastermind on money lending as a business. It runs for 5 weeks, but we meet once in a week for one session, and each session is 1.5 hours. This is costed, so you actually have to pay. It's not free of charge. It's not like the video I'm shooting right now. And also we go deep in the steps that you actually have to go through to process a loan till the time of collection, till the time of after sales services, how you're meant to handle clients and all that. So you could be there also, but you're not interested in the franchise, but probably you run a money lending company and you're saying, I'm struggling. There is a reason as to why you're struggling. There's something that you do not know. If Jonaki Holdings Limited is not struggling and you're actually struggling, then there's something that you actually may need to know. There's something that you do not know that you need to know. You see, you only start dying when you stop learning. If you think you know it all, that's where your death starts from. And you see, the only hurting thing is that death of you is not physical death, but that death of you in refusing to grow is the death of your company. And it's not going to cost you alone as the owner of the company. It's going to cost the employees that you actually employ. Because once you get out of business, you don't know how many employees that you're serving and how many families are depending on them because of the salary they're earning from you. So it's not about you. So yearn to grow, even if it costs you something. It's not like masterminds, they are not as expensive. They actually cost only 500,000. So you can imagine learning key things that you need to learn, and then you do it better to support your company to keep in business, but as well as support a number of guys that you're employing. So it is very, very, very key. I advise that you actually sign up for the mastermind, understand what it is that you're coming for, or even polish up the business that you're running, or even help grow your business that you're running. And you can sign up for this opportunity on our website that I already shared, www.jonakiholdings.com. I appreciate your time. I thank you for tuning in this Friday. Here in Uganda, it's a Friday evening. I don't know which country you're watching from, but yes, enjoy the evening for Ugandans and other people, and also the rest of the weekend. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time, but above all, go out there and succeed and progress. Up there is scarcely populated because not very many people get up there. So learn as much as you can, implement as much as you can, grow as much as you can, and then we shall meet at the top. I speak a blessing over you and your families. I speak a blessing over you and the works of your hands. Go out and bless those communities. Go out and bless those lives. Go out and support as many people as you can. I'll appreciate if you told me that you actually have grown from point A to point B to point C. I receive a number of testimonies. I really, really appreciate those guys who learn and give me feedback, because that gives me energy to keep going. That gives me energy to commit my time. That gives me energy to load my data and, I'll come speak to you. Some of the things are run by someone who is actually paid. So that gives me courage to know that, I'm impacting someone's life, because you only live by investing in people. You may invest in buildings and all that, but ultimately what benefits most is investing in people. And that's why I choose to come and make time and invest in us so that we can grow together. I also have a number of other people who invest in me, my coaches, my mentors, my people who hold my hand, my clients at Jonaki Holdings Limited. I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate you for walking this journey with me. I must say that, where we're at now is only the start. There are yet other heights to climb, and we shall get up there, God willing. I appreciate your time. Have a great evening, and God richly bless you. Bye-bye for now.